If you've been watching any of my videos or seeing anything on the news recently, then you know a ton of changes have just come to the real estate market in the form of interest rate hikes. We've seen a lot of demand go away super quickly, and because of that, inventory is now sitting on the market with buyers that are not willing to spend the prices that they were back in 2021. It is super important to stay ahead of this information, especially at a local level, because it does change a little bit from city to city. So today, we are going to talk about how these changes have been affecting the overall Orange County market. It's Andrew Parker, your real estate agent here in sunny Southern California, helping you with your real estate needs. If you or anyone you know is looking to buy or sell around Orange County, feel free to give me a call. I would be happy to help you out. Don't forget to like and subscribe to my channel. It helps me out a ton, and right now you guys have been killing it. So thank you so much. I really appreciate the community that we are building here. And also there's a link to my Calendly there. I would love to meet you. You guys get to watch me all day. Would love to find out who you are and what your goals are in real estate, whether you are trying to buy in the next year or two or sell, or you're trying to get into investing and build a real estate investment portfolio. Would love to find out what your goals are. We can go get smoothies, coffee, we can do a phone call or a video call, whatever's best for you and your schedule. See these as kind of like the office hours that I have if I were a professor to help you out with whatever your goals are. So don't forget to hit that link down there and set us up. All right, let's start things off with the new listings brought to the market during the month of May for 2022 in Orange County. We were up to 3,339 new listings. That is 7.4% down from what we saw in May of 2021. Now, we did see a 1.7% increase from month over month from April. But I did do the 3-year running average for the 2017 year, 2018, and 2019, all for May during those years. And that running average is 4,165 new listings brought to the market in a typical May. So right now we are 800 listings down from that, which is a 24% decrease. So that just goes to show you how few new listings are being brought to the market right now compared to normal years pre-pandemic. Now, remember, a lot of the big changes going on in the real estate market are reflected in our active listings and our pending sales. And that's no different here in Orange County. We did see a big jump from April into May, from 3,100 back in April up to 3,800 basically in May, which is a 22% increase month over month. That is massive. We are still down 3.4% from May of 2021. And then keep in mind also, if you look at this gray horizontal line that goes across the screen, we are about to hit past the 4K mark for the first time in active listings in about a year. So the good thing about that is that our active inventory is going up for our buyers out there. There's going to be more homes to choose from. The bad thing is that this is being built on homes that are overpriced and not selling, and then also a demand level that is steadily going down. Speaking of that decreasing demand pool, we can see it right here in our pending sales. This is not good, the trend that we are on right now. In May, we were at 2,100 pending sales. That is 35.4% down from what we saw in May of 2021. So that is very much not good. We also saw a month over month decrease between April into May of 13% in just 1 month. And from our peak back in March, we are now down a cumulative total of 25% down in our demand, which is not good. And it's absolutely being caused by the interest rates going on right now. Now, a key thing to keep in mind, though, is remember our numbers in real estate, the data that we have is delayed. So these are still May numbers. They do not take into account the huge changes that just happened the first couple weeks of June. So seeing the June numbers next month will be very interesting. I would imagine that this is going to continue to decrease because of the fact that homes are now even more expensive for our buyers that are going to be using mortgages. Now, our 3-year running average for pending sales in May is usually 2,973 pending sales going on each month for May. But unfortunately, right now, we are down about 800 pending sales from that 3-year running average pre-COVID, and a 29% decrease from that number as well. Another thing that's been trending down are our closed sales. For the past couple months, we have been heading downward. We are at 2,523 closed transactions for the month of May 2022. That is 22.2% down from what we saw back in May 2021. An important thing to keep in mind also is comparing this to the new listings brought onto the market for May. We are at about 800 fewer sales than there were new listings. So that just goes to show you some of the homes, or how many of the homes that are being brought onto the market are not selling. Compare that to 2021, we were basically seeing everything sell right before it hit the market or right as it did. Right now, that is not the case because of how much our demand has decreased. Now, our days on market, in my opinion, are completely lagging compared to the rest of the data. I believe that these are going to start showing upward trends pretty steadily in the next few months. But so far at the median level, we are at 7 days still from April into May. That is a 0% change. We were at 7 back in May of 2021 as well. And do not take this for granted because pre-pandemic, if you could imagine, our median days on market was usually in the 20s, if not 30s. So the fact that we are down to the 7s is really great, and you should absolutely be taking advantage of that right now. If we go over to our average, we are up to 15 average days on market in Orange County. That is a 16.7% decrease from May of 2021. And something to keep in mind here is this is the first upward trend that we have seen for the past 6 to 7 months for our days on market on the average level. This, I believe, will continue to trend upward as homes sit because of our lack of demand and because sellers who are not pricing their homes well are going to face kind of the reality of the market right now, which is buyers are not able to or willing to spend the amount of money that they were back in 2021. Now let's check out the sways of the market. We are still very much in a seller's market, but we have been trending upward ever since December of 2021. So right at the start of the year was when we began to go up. We are at 1.5 month supply of inventory, which is 15.4% above what we saw back in May of 2021. Now, this is also the first time that we have hit the 1.5 month supply of inventory mark in about a year and a half. And I could imagine that this is going to break through that line pretty strong over the next couple months just because of the things going on with our demand. Now, our price per square foot around Orange County is still so high it's hidden behind my face. We are now up to $631 per square foot, which is a 25% increase over the year from May of 2021. And then if we go over to the average, we are now up to $686 per square foot. That is off just slightly from what we saw in April, only $3 per square foot. So not much of a change there, but that is a 20.8% increase year over year. One thing to keep in mind though is we might be seeing a bit of a hump forming, potentially signifying that we are at a peak. Nothing is too positive yet, but I would imagine that this is going to start coming down just because of what's going on with the basics of real estate, supply and demand. Right now, our demand is not reaching the levels of our supply, and because of that, prices should, short term, in my opinion, start to fall. Now, what's going on with the competition around Orange County? Our median sales to list price percentage is down from April, which was at 105.5%. We are down to 103.7, which is about a 2% drop. We are still up, though, from May of 2021, 1.7%. Now, it's really important to keep in mind this big change that just happened between April into May. That is a large drop in just a month, and I think that that will continue to trend downward over time. We might see short-term little bumps going back up, but just because of the basics of real estate going on right now, those will probably continue to head downward over the long term. Same thing going on with the average sales to list price percentage, which is down to 104.3%. Off its high back in March at 106.1%. We are still up 2% from what we saw in May of 2021. But again, that trend down, it's pretty obvious that our peak was going on back in March, and it will be very tough to hit those numbers again moving forward. And finally, our sales price at the median level around Orange County is up to $1,050,000, down from $1,060,000 back in April. This is still a 16.7% increase from what we saw back in May of 2021, which was down all the way to $900,000 back then. And then on the average side, we are up to $1,375,000. And this is looking like a pretty consistent halting or slowing down over the past few months. We haven't seen much change really ever since February or so, and I think that this might be signifying that we saw our peak back in April, but it'll be interesting to see. Just again, going to the basics of real estate, I really think that these prices are going to slow down and start to come down in the short term, but you still can cash in on 15.9% of an increase back from May of 2021. And the fact that our average sales price right now is still at $1.37 million for all of Orange County, such a massive, massive population, that is incredible. And I absolutely would recommend that you take advantage of it now. That's been Market Monday. Thank you so much for watching. If you found this video useful, please consider leaving a like and subscribing. It helps me out a ton. Also, be sure to follow Andrew Parker Realty on all social media for more property tours, market updates, and real estate tips. And finally, if you have any questions or comments of your own, be sure to leave them in the comment section below or shoot me a DM. I would be happy to respond or make a video answering the questions that you guys have. All right, I'll see you in the next one.